All right, guys.
Just overall, how are you feeling about the team's response? I mean, you guys are 1-2, and obviously guys could be hanging their heads. How are they doing?
We did a nice job. Had a nice practice yesterday. I know y'all didn't talk to y'all after practice, but really good practice. We actually went inside, and then today we went outside, and full day of competition and getting after it. And I thought the guys moved around, did a nice job of executing and playing hard, and did what they needed to do. And I thought we got better today. We need to get better tomorrow.
Is it frustrating how thin the line is between being 3-0 and 1-2 that you are right now?
Well, that's football, and that's it's like I told the guys Monday. If it was easier, if everything's on the timeline, if you did this and then you win, then everybody'd be playing sports and be a winner, and everybody would get a trophy. But that's not how it is. You got to go. You got to go win the game on Saturday after you prepared each week, and the way you do that, in my mind, is handle the little things Sunday through Friday. Little things are getting us, are the difference between winning and losing. And I think the guys realize that. I think they realize how close they are, but they also realize that, we are 1-2. That's what we are, what our record says we are. And we got to go out and prepare hard this week and try to get to 2-2. That's the only thing we're trying to do.
What are some of those little things that you guys are working on this week?
Well, defensively, it's trying to create turnovers. Making a big emphasis on trying to get our hands up and bat balls, trying to break on balls, trying to strip. Offensively, it's more the little things of assignments and execution. That's what can break down offensively, is when you don't execute, and we got to do a better job of executing at a high level for 4 quarters. You can't execute for 3 out of the 5 plays on the drive, and those 2 could be the reason. 2 plays you don't execute, the reason why the drive stalls. And then also offensively, we've got to do a better job of creating more explosive plays.
I know you go on the road for the first time, but you're also playing in a dome. Is there anything different about playing in a dome that you worry about as a coach?
Well, there is. So we're actually going to leave early. We're going to do our walkthrough and meetings at the dome, and actually the returners are going to catch balls, kickoffs, and punt returns just for the lighting. Is one of the concerns that I have. It'll probably be a little bit warmer in a dome. Even though it's inside, it should be climate. It'll be warmer than it's been here in Colorado. And then noise. I expect it to be loud in the dome, and we got to do a good job with our cadence.
Do you practice in the IPF because of that?
No, we just went to IPF yesterday to have a little bit more control Monday. Monday's more corrections and kind of base install of the plan, and kind of more for let's have a control deal. We've had. Even though we won the first game handily, I thought we played really physical in all 3 games, and just trying to get our bodies back a little bit.
How are your bodies coming back, like in terms of like Kyle and those guys?
Well, they're still in red right now, and expecting those guys to go, but we'll have a better sense of it tomorrow and Thursday. But they're practicing; they're in red, and I feel good about them. You got the normal bumps and bruises. You played, two really games that were down to the wire. You play the whole, so guys are a little bit sore, but we got another game this week, and we don't have a short week. There's a lot of teams that have short weeks, so we got a long week, and we don't play till 5, and we're gonna go a little bit early, try to get a little more rest, and so we'll be ready to go.
How did Dawkins look?
Dawkins, he was still held out today,
Oh, okay.
so he was with the trainer on the side, so I really didn't see him today.
Coach, what has Joe Hansley meant to this offense so far, and what does he bring going forward in the season?
Well, Joe is a guy that can play a lot of positions. He can catch the ball in the crowd. Does a nice job of route running. He's not the biggest guy. He's not the fastest guy, but he has great hands. He's tough, and he runs good routes. He never moves his body whether he's breaking the inside or outside, so he doesn't give away his routes. That's probably the number one thing he does well. And I know, he's practicing hard, and hopefully to help this team win on Saturday.
Do you like the way your depth is playing? Because Kyle didn't play and DeAndre didn't play last week. You had some, Peralta gets, but you've had guys that come and fill in. And you guys are staying competitive. I mean, what has that told you about the depth that you have on the squad right now?
I think it shows that the way we practice and the pace we practice, and everybody's getting reps out there, your 1s and 2s, and you never know when your number's going to be called. And I thought some guys did a nice job of stepping in there and making plays, and I think I've always said from the beginning, you want to have depth. One is good to rest guys and refresh in the fourth quarter, and the second is good for team morale. And even before going into that game, we talked about as a coaching staff, we were going to play more guys. Josh Watson played more. Trey Thomas played more. Steve-O played more, to get some rotation in there. Terry came back. Offensively, Elroy played a little more. Eggs played more. Sammy Long played some. So we could have some rotation at those positions so we could play faster, longer.
Does it also show you that your backups are taking it more serious? I mean, you're getting the competition you want daily in practice, and they're pushing for
Well, it's one thing to say, hey, we got competition, but I truly mean it that we're competing every day we step on the field, every day we're in the meeting room. It's not just game day. Nobody's owed anything on this team. You're not just going to start because, hey, I started last year or started last week. You got to earn it every day. And I think that breeds competitiveness, that breeds competition, and it gets more guys ready to play.
You talked about your team finishing drives better. Do you like what you've seen the last 2 days in those situations and inside the red zone?
Well, yesterday we were more inside and it wasn't as competitive finishing drives. Tomorrow will be a big day for that when we work some red zone and third down, which is what you're talking about. You got to convert on the possession downs, and then you got to convert in red zone. So I'll have a better feel of that tomorrow.
Coach, with Dalen, how confident are you he'll be okay to play this week?
Well, he feels confident. The trainer's not sure yet, but Dalen's a tough kid. He's moving around better today on the side and wanted to go a little bit, and they wouldn't let him. So we'll see.
Didn't see Treyas out there either, so I'm just wondering running back over.
Treyas has decided that he doesn't want to be part of this football team, and so we're moving forward, and we've got J.O. and Izzy and Duran will be ready to go.
What did that decision come down like early
I
this
don't
week?
really what this.
It seemed like we saw a wider variety of plays offensively for you guys in the game. Was that indicative?
Variety? Is that
A
what
wider
you're
variety of,
Okay,
of
yeah.
play calling.
Yeah.
Was that indicative of the game being a rivalry game, or is that something that your team is catching on to the offense and you're able to kind of open up the playbook a little
Well,
bit more?
it's a little the latter, not necessarily a rivalry game. We're trying to install more and more and get more of the concepts in. We're nowhere near of what we want to do offensively, and we still got to go at the pace that we can handle as a unit where we can execute. As coaches, sometimes we want to, a lot of plays work, and sometimes maybe we don't know exactly